Hi, this is the voice explainer. Today I'll be explaining the movie named Death Note. The movie starts with a scene from Japan. We see a man who was criminal running from the police. Suddenly he has a heart attack and dies. After that, other dangerous criminals in jail also start dying from heart attack. These deaths were not natural. A boy named Light was behind it. Light had found a strange book called the Death Note. If you write someone's name in the book, that person will die. You can also write how they will die. This book had a power of control people. Light starts writing the name of bad people to remove evil from the world. Because of the sudden death, people all over the world were scared. Criminals were frightened too. The government was confused and worried. Some people thought this was God's punishment. Others thought it was just a coincidence. Light started calling himself Kira after killing many criminals. Some people saw Kira as a hero. This news spreads everywhere. Then one day, a criminal kidnapped a family and it was shown live on TV. Light was watching it with the death note in his hand. Soon the news showed that the criminal had died. Light was shown as a law student. He had a best friend named Misa and they had a good relationship. One day at college, Light told Misa that he went to a bar full of criminals. They laughed at the law because they had not been punished. Some misbehaved with Light. Feeling helpless, Light walked out and threw away his law book. He thought the law book unless since it couldn't punish bad people. Later, Light found the death note lying on the ground. Strangely, it was raining everywhere except on the book. He picked it out and took it home. Light didn't tell Misa or anyone else about the book. At first, he didn't know what it was, but then he read the rule written inside. The rule said that if you write someone's name in the book, they will die in the way you describe. Light was a new report about the criminal and decided to test the book. He wrote the criminal's name and the next day, he read in the newspaper that the criminal had died. He was shocked but still unsure. He tested again. Light went back to the bar where criminals had misbehaved with him. He wrote the man's name in the death note and added that he should die of a heart attack. That man died right in front of him. Light was amazed and finally believed the book was real. On his way home, he met the owner of the book, a scary angel of death. Light was frightened, but the angel explained everything. Only the person who owns the book can see this angel. Meanwhile, Japanese police were investigating the strange deaths. They noticed that many criminals were dying and they started talking about someone's named Kira. Some police thought Kira was not a hero but a killer. What he was doing was still a crime. We are shown Light's father, who is the detective. He was also working on the case to find Kira. He told his boss that Kira was very dangerous and could not be controlled. He kept killing people and might not stop. Light's father said they need help from the very smart detective to solve this case. A new character is introduced, L. He is a mysterious detective who only talks through the internet. No one knows his real name or what he looks like. L had already been investigating the sudden death caused by Kira and he was making progress. Most people didn't believe Kira was real, but L told everyone that these deaths weren't natural. Many people had died from heart attack even though they were healthy. L believed someone was wrong. By now, Light had used to Death Note many times. He had become very smart and careful. The angel of death stayed with Light, but he didn't help anyone. He just watched. Light believed he was changing the world by killing bad people. He thought crime would end if criminal died. Then one day, Light saw on the news that L had showed his face on TV and was talking about Kira. L said that Kira is not a hero but a killer and they would catch him soon. Hearing it, Light became angry. He wanted to prove that no one could defeat Kira, so he wrote L's name in the death note. Just then, the man on TV died from the heart attack. Light was happy. He thought he had killed L, but then he was shocked to learn that it wasn't the real L, just a fake to trick Kira. Then the real L spoke on TV, but he still didn't show his face. He said, Kira, I am the real L. That video was only shown in Japan, so now I know you are in Japan. L also said you can only kill someone if you know their name and face. Light was now worried because he didn't know L's name or face, so he couldn't kill him. L and Kira started a secret battle. L said, I bring justice. Kira is just a killer. I will catch him. The angel of death, who could only be seen by Light, didn't help anyone in the fight. L studied the pattern of death and found out something important. Most people were were dying after school hours, which meant Kira could be a student. This made people start to suspect Light, especially because his father was a police officer working on a case. Light could also see the police data, which made him even more suspicious. To avoid getting caught, Kira starts killing people during school time too, trying to confuse the detective. Elle said he is definitely a student and he is trying to trick us by changing the timing. Later, Elle figured out that Kira had access to police records, so he said to Light's father, Kira must be a police officer or someone very close to us. A few days later, Light realizes the police were watching him. One of the agents was secretly following him. Light knew he had to get rid of this agent. The angel update told Light, I can see everyone's name and how long they will live. Light asked the angel for the agent's real name, but the angel refused unless Light gave a part of his life. Light said no. So Light made a plan. He and Misa got on a bus. The agent also followed them onto the bus. Light asked him, why are you following me? But the agent didn't answer. Suddenly a criminal on the bus took out a gun and pointed at the driver, but this was a part of the Light's plan. Light had secretly left a note where wrote that the criminal would grab the gun and scare everyone. But then something unexpected happened. The paper fell and the criminal picked it up. When he touched it, he saw the angel of death, because anyone who touches a paper from the death note can see him. The criminal got scared and shot at Angel, but he did nothing. The angel of death couldn't be hurt. The criminal panicked, ran off the bus and was hit by a car. He died instantly. Everything went exactly as Light had planned. His real goal was to find out the name of the agent who was watching him. After that, Light tells the agent not to follow him anymore. Later we see that agent with his wife, but Light, being very smart, makes a plan to get rid of all the agents who were working with Elle. Since Light couldn't kill Elle directly, he decided to kill the people working for Elle, starting with that agent. He tricked the agent into giving the names of all other agents involved in the investigation. Soon after, that agent dies from the heart attack. Light had written his death in the death note. This raises a question: if Kira is a hero, why he is killing good people? After this, one by one, all the agents are killed. Elle finds out what's happening. The rest of the police get scared. They worry that they could be the next to die. Afraid for their lives, many police officers quit the case and give up. Since there's no other option, they got meet Elle in person. This is the first time Elle is shown. Surprisingly, he is very young, almost like a kid, and doesn't look like a detective at all. Meanwhile, the dead agent's wife also starts her own investigation. He meets Misa and then meets Light through her. When she sees Light, she recognizes him and says, you can't harm me because you don't know my real name. Then she walks away. Misa is shocked by what the woman said, and Light gets worried that his secret might be discovered. Then Elle installs secret cameras in Light's room to spy on him. Light finds out but acts normal to avoid suspicious. One day a news report shows a criminal on the TV. The police watches Light closely to see what he will do. But even though Light didn't see the criminal's face, the criminal still dies. Because of this, everyone except Elle starts to believe that Light is innocent, but in reality, Light was secretly still killing people. He had found a smart way to keep going. Eventually, the cameras are removed from the Light's room. Everything seems normal again. But the agent's wife continues investigating. She contacts Elle and says, I am risking my life, but I will prove that Light is a Kira. She calls Light to meet her, and when they meet, she points a gun at Misa. She tried to force Light to confess that he is Kira, but he refuses. Misa takes two chances, run away, but the woman accidentally shoots her. Misa dies on the spot. After that, the woman kills herself too. All of this being recorded, the police arrives after that incident. Then we see Light talking to the angel of death. Light says that everything that happened was part of his plan. He explains that the owner of the death note can control situations and that he had already written all of it in the book. That means even Misa's death and woman's suicide were planned. Light had now even killed his friend, showing that he had become completely evil. Later, Light tells his father and the police that he will help them catch Kira, but this is just a trick to avoid suspicion. In reality, he plans to keep killing without getting caught. At the end, Light and Elle finally meet face to face. The movie ends on this scene. Thank you for watching.